Along with it, you've also got Havells, which has reacted very smartly to its earnings. Talking about Havells, let me welcome on board Anil Rai Gupta, the chairman and MD at Havells India, joining in the show right now to talk about how their quarter went by and what's the outlook going forward. Anil, hi, good morning. Great to have you on the show. Help us understand what are the trends in terms of consumer spends, given that the second wave has ebbed off, but we're still not out of the woods.
There are a few differences than last year. One, the consumers are a bit slow to come back to normalcy because, last year there was, while there were lockdowns, so there was a pent-up demand and there were no, medical issues in the families generally. But this time this has been different and people are taking precautions to go out into the markets. So there has been a little bit of a tepid response in the initial stages, especially in the month of June. It's picking up right now, but still, there are pockets, especially in southern part of India, where there are intermittent lockdowns or reduced hours of operations. So I would say the consumer side has been a bit slow. It's improving week by week, but on the other hand, the projects business, the industrial and infrastructure demand has actually been better than last year because last year there was a complete stoppage in the first quarter, and then it took some time for the demand to come back. But this time there was no stoppage of work, so the demand continues. So this time, if there is any slow response from the consumer side, but it's compensated by the industrial side.
Right. Anil, this is the second year of summer product sales getting impacted. Just help us understand what are the current levels of sales, and when it comes to Lloyd's, what's the kind of AC inventory which is currently lying with you?
Well, two products which are affected by the summer season, fans and air conditioners, both have been impacted in the seasonal period, both in last year as well as this year. So we were anyway carrying higher inventory for both these product categories in the end of March, and because of the lockdowns, we were continuing to carry higher inventories even at the end of June. I think this will get normalized over a period of time. The rest of the product categories, there's not high level of inventory, but in air conditioners and fans, the inventory levels are higher than normal.
Mr. Gupta, the impact of the second wave of the pandemic was apparent in the first quarter, and in that the margins in the lighting, electrical, consumer durables and Lloyd's division were impacted by under-absorption of fixed expenses. Will this continue though in the second quarter, and what is the outlook for each of those segments?
I think the first quarter was definitely impacted because lower production, because of the closure of markets. But I think within this quarter and the next quarter, things will come back to normal. Production levels are coming back to normalcy. So this reduction in margins because of under-absorption of manufacturing overheads will not be there in the coming quarters.
Right. Now, one of the factors that a lot of manufacturing companies have had to deal with is higher raw material costs. Can you give us an idea as to what price hikes were taken in Q4 as well as Q1? And is that going to be sufficient, or will you need one more?
Well, most of the product categories we've taken price hikes which are suitable for not only the commodity increase but also the market requirements. Because and somewhere or the other we will have to work on the other costs rather than just passing on the entire cost to the consumer. But I think most of the pricing actions have already been taken. Some which are left will be completed in this quarter.
All right. Mr. Gupta, the one phenomena we've been seeing in, the industry that you operate in is the shift from unorganized to organized. So what's the market share that you've gained in the process, and do you expect this trend to continue?
Well, we believe that we've gained market shares in all our product categories in the last year. Not only because of the unorganized to the organized, but because of the enhanced distribution over the last 1 year in most of the product categories. We believe that we will see market share gains this year as well. And it's more related with the product as well as the distribution rather than just unorganized to organized gains.
All right, another interesting trend in the entire consumer durable space is the increased momentum demand for washing machines. So is this something that you're witnessing? Have you been seeing better demand for that product category? And what's your distribution channel like over there?
Well, Lloyd, as we all know, that it was primarily a air conditioned brand, and but we are now converting this into a complete consumer durables brand, for which not only washing machines but refrigerators and televisions. It completes the portfolio along with air conditioners. The distribution channel is actually very suitable. The Lloyd distribution channel is very suitable to add these product categories, but these are not new product categories. It's just that over the last 1 year, in washing machines, there has been an enhanced focus on own development and own manufacturing. So the own manufacturing is starting very soon. Complete new range has been launched in the market, which is in-house development. So I believe that going forward, the focus is to make Lloyd a complete consumer durable play rather than just an air conditioning play.
Right. Anil, lastly, just wanted to understand this AC PLI scheme which has been announced by the government, whether or not you participated in on it, what is it that you're likely to hear from the government next?
Well, we are still evaluating because the air conditioning PLI scheme has come out for components as against what we were initially expecting that maybe it could be for the finished goods. So we are just evaluating for our new expansion plans what kind of components could fall under the PLI scheme, and then we will be taking advantage of that. But this will now tie in with our overall expansion plans for the air conditioning capacity in the next couple of years.
All right, Mr. Gupta, thank you so much for taking the time, for sharing the outlook and also the review of the quarter gone by. Let's talk about IDFC and IDFC First Bank, in fact, and that's a couple of financial names in focus. Harsh is joining in on the update that says that the